I want to turn now to the continuing Russian invasion of Ukraine. The scenes coming from major Ukrainian cities continues to shock, and the bravery of the Ukrainian people is astonishing. However, the current scenes from Ukraine do not come as a surprise to those who have been watching this closely all along, which brings me to my next guest, General Sir Richard Shirreff, a highly distinguished British Army officer. Sir Richard rose to the highest ranks of the British Army over 37 years, serving in the First Gulf War, 3 tours of Northern Ireland during the Troubles, Kosovo and Iraq. In 2011, after returning from Iraq, he was promoted as a commander of NATO's Allied Command Operation, serving as Deputy Supreme Allied Commander Europe, one of the highest ranking positions within NATO. In 2017, after retiring from the British Army, Sir Richard published his first book, War with Russia, an urgent warning from senior military, chronicling the rise of Putin's Russia. And based on his time in NATO, the book was framed as a fictional future history, but eerily predicted how war with Russia could erupt, and now has. As Russia has invaded, of course, Ukraine, many of his predictions and scenarios are sadly coming true. General Sir Richard Shirreff joins me now live from the United Kingdom. Sir Richard, we really appreciate your time here in Australia. You predicted that Russia would seek to invade a neighbouring country and try to, in part, recreate the old Soviet empire. You also said it wouldn't stop there. Given where we are tonight, what do you think are Putin's plans and goals?
Well, firstly, it's good to be with you. This is a nightmare come true. Putin has made it very clear that he's looking to see the re-establishment of a Russian empire. Here's the man who said that the most appropriate security settlement for Eastern Europe is another Yalta. Well, to those who remember the last Yalta, February 1945 treaty between Stalin, Roosevelt and Churchill, which effectively ceded Eastern Europe to Stalin, that must send us a chill down the brain. And I think this is now all beginning to unfold as we see in this appalling act of violence in Ukraine.
Over the past week, we've witnessed incredible bravery of the Ukrainian people holding off this invasion. But as we go to air tonight, Russian forces are building up outside of Kiev, armoured vehicles, tanks, artillery. With so little military support from NATO, I know that there is financial support on its way to buy weapons and other things, but it's not there now. How long will Ukraine be able to hold them off?
I don't know is the answer to that. But what we have to do is absolutely salute the courage and inspiring bravery of the Ukrainian defenders. The NATO countries and, of course, Australia too, are providing massive support, as much as support as they can. But it's got to be indirect support, because direct support, soldiers fighting on the ground alongside Ukrainians or an air forces in the air, it will generate World War III, because that means that NATO will be at war with Russia, which is precisely the scenario we want to avoid. There remains a critical danger of this thing overspilling into NATO territory, in which case, under Article 5 of the Washington Treaty, which brings all member states in to support one attack, that would mean war with Russia, which is why NATO is building up its forces to try and deter, to make a very clear statement to Russia that there can be no further movement out of Ukraine. But as far as Ukraine is concerned, how long will it survive? How long will the fight go on for? We pray as long as possible. We have to hope for the best, and we have to hope that the support that the rest of the world can give Ukraine will ultimately lead to Ukrainian success, but it's a long shot.